Watch this video until the end to see a brand new theme song. Okay, bye. Flash games. Just have... Hello random person, Sab Nino here. I know plenty of people have made top lists of SpongeBob games, even bottoms, Bikini bottoms. But despite this, I think I can bring something new to the table with some of my listings. Rules: no Nicktoons games, no crossovers, and Flash games are out. Let's get started. Number 10, Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. Depending on who you ask, people either like this one or hate it. I'm in the camp who likes it. The platforming can be fun outside of a few frustrating areas, mainly just the ball and Chum World. The ball. It's not perfect, of course. Some characters are out of character. SpongeBob looks off, and everyone and their grandpats have complained about the awful music direction. But for the first SpongeBob 3D platformer, I think it did alright, though I think a remake could fix a lot of the issues. Number 9, Breacher from the Krusty Krab. This is the most unique SpongeBob game, period. From Godzilla, Plankton, Spider-Verse Patrick, and Nightmare Fuel SpongeBob, you can't deny that there's no other SpongeBob game like this. Sometimes the game feels handholdy, especially the first Starfish Man stage, which makes me really wish you can skip cutscenes in this. But other than that, it's a fun one. Just don't get the Wii version. The motion controls are ass. Number 8, SpongeBob SquigglePants, or as most of the fan base calls it, WarioWare SpongeBob Edition. It basically works like WarioWare. You play in quick mini games and that's it. The mini games are fun, and I love the different art styles they experiment with. If you ever had the book How to Draw SpongeBob in 5 Splashy Styles, then this is a playable version of it. The downside is that it's pretty short, and the consoles are pretty niche. On Wii, you need a U-Draw game tablet, and the only other console it's on is the 3DS. If you have any of those, then I still recommend this one. Number 7, Employee of the Month. Even though 3D platformers make the best SpongeBob games, let's face it, point-and-click adventures are a better genre for the show. SpongeBob was always about its dialogue and slice-of-life-ish stories. I could have picked many of the PC games, but I went with this one since it's not based on any of the console games. The only downgrades I can think of are the cutscenes. The animation looks really off, and they reuse a ton of dialogue, but that's pretty minor. Number 6, Atlantis SquarePants DS. I already gushed about this one in my Altron trilogy video, so I'll keep it brief. It's a fun platformer that's better than both the special it's based on and the console version. Number 5, Truth or Square. DS and console. I put both since they're basically the same game, just with slight differences. Just like Atlantis, I enjoyed the game more than the TV movie, because instead of showing clips of stupid shit that do nothing to celebrate the 10th anniversary, you get to play iconic moments from the actual show. Help Wanted, Christmas Who, Graveyard Shift, etc. If you want something more cutesy, I'd recommend the DS. But if you want something more akin to most SpongeBob platformers, then check it out on other consoles. Number 4, Lights, Camera, Pants. This game is SpongeBob's answer to Mario Party. Instead of a board game and collecting a MacGuffin, you're trying to win a part in the new Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy movie. What's cool is that depending on who wins, your character gets a cutscene of them playing the part they won. The cutscenes are super funny and well animated, and unlike anything I've seen in a SpongeBob game, I really wish online multiplayer existed when this came out, because the game is really fun with friends. Number 3, The Cosmic Shake, the newest console game in the SpongeBob franchise. I made an in-depth review of this game, so I'll keep my thoughts brief here as well. I enjoyed the story, the graphics, and gameplay a ton. Honestly, if the game had more to do, then I'd probably put it higher. Number 2, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. One of the rare occasions where a game based on a movie turns out great. The gameplay is fun and tells the movie pretty well. The combat is mostly satisfying, the paddy wagon / slide stages can be fun, and the platforming is entertaining as always. This game honestly holds a special place in my heart because this is the first SpongeBob game I have ever 100%ed, which I would not recommend because this game is a bitch. Which is a great segue into the downsides. The repeat paddy wagon and slide sections feel like padding to make the game longer, which can make the game feel repetitive. Also, the cutscenes are pretty terrible, which sucks because the PC version and the GBA look infinitely better. And for number 1, Battle for Bikini Bottom, both the original and rehydrated. I know this entry is far from original, everyone praises the game to the high heavens as one of the greatest licensed game of all time, but as much as the overhype can get tiring, I hate to admit it, but there's some truth to it. The platforming, the dialogue, the character moves, they all make for a really good SpongeBob game. You can tell the people who made this are passionate fans of the show, which seemed rare since this was made during the beginning of the show's run. The only real downside is the lack of Clancy Brown as Mr. Krabs. The remake did a wonderful job recreating the levels too, and adding a ton of personality alongside that. It was unfortunately rushed to coexist with Sponge on the Run, but that shouldn't undermine how much they did to make this remake just as good as the original, even improving on some of it. And that was a top 10 list of the best SpongeBob games. Of course, this isn't the ultimate end-all be-all opinion that every fan shares, but I know at least a few of them are loved by fans. Who knows? Maybe I introduce you to some games you might have never heard of. What's your favorite SpongeBob game? Comment below. And as always, it's all set from here.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
Who? Grilled in a pineapple under the sea.